Welcome to Grit on the Rocks podcast, where men can be men. We speak the truth, and we don't apologize for it. Fellas, today we're talking about something sacred. Something older than time itself. The bro code. Now, we all know the bro code is the unspoken law that holds the male species together. It's what keeps society from turning into absolute chaos. But every now and then, some dudes out here commit straight up unforgivable violations. The kind of treasons that get your bro card permanently revoked. Today, we're exposing some of the bro code violations, why they're absolutely unacceptable, and what happens when you break the sacred bond of brotherhood. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Grit on the Rocks. Also, if you've got a story you want to share, participate in one of our show segments, a life lesson learned the hard way, or you just need some whiskey bar wisdom, head over to gritontheRocks.com and submit your stories through our Contact Us section. And if you're a brand or business looking to sponsor the show or a segment or get featured on our website, hit us up at gritontheRocks.com. Now, let's get into it.
This podcast is a Buenos Dias Media production.
This is the Grit on the Rocks podcast, where raw conversations meet smooth sips. Pull up a chair, pour your favorite drink, puff on your favorite cigar, and join us as we dive into the convos that matter. No scripts, no barriers, just unfiltered truth served straight up. Cheers to the real ones out there. Salud.
All right, let's get comfortable. So, I've been rewatching the show, one of the greatest shows. I think it's one of the most brilliant scripts ever in TV comedy. The show is How I Met Your Mother, and I got inspired to look up some of these bro codes and their violations. And trust me, on that show, there's a lot of examples of it, but I wasn't going to go through all that. So even though we're not going into all of them, we're going to look at a few of these violations and the consequences. And these are ways that they're ways to get your bro card just revoked. This is Grit on the Rocks podcast, a Buenos Dias Media production.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, guest, and/or participants of this show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Buenos Dias Media LLC, its associates, partners, and show sponsors. The content is intended for entertainment purposes and should not be construed as professional advice. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. So let's look at them. Let's look at these bro code violations that will get your bro card revoked. You have your group of bros, people that you're close to. It could be friends. It could be, sometimes just family members. You might build that bond. It doesn't necessarily have to be siblings. But, you build this bond. You have this brotherhood with a group of men. And women do the same thing amongst their girlfriends and their sister codes and girl codes and whatnot. But we're talking to men today. So listen. The first one we're going to look at is dating your bro's ex. This is the ultimate sin. This one should go without saying, but somehow there are dudes out here thinking, well, she's single now, so it's fair game. Wrong. If your boy dated her seriously, loved her, or cried over her, she's now untouchable for eternity. We've all had that friend or even family member that has violated this bro code. One thing is, that maybe they dated and they never amounted to anything. That's different. They broke up, they've been broken up for a while, and, the guy in the relationship maybe was a, POS to her. Okay. This might be somewhat of an exception. But even though I would caution against it, but what I'm really talking about is these so-called bros that on the low They'll talk about you and create a negative image about you to the girl you're in love with. Those who can't wait till your heart is broken to swoop in and kick game. Those who know that deep down inside you feel strong emotions towards this girl, but still they want to get with her or get into her pants, while still trying to justify their actions and stay being your quote-unquote friend. Those who every girl you break up with, they secretly confess their love to, thinking she won't tell you about it. If you never dealt with these type of so-called bros, then I gotta tell you, check yourself, because maybe you're the guy. Maybe you're that person. So make sure you are not that guy. So what should happen? Should be immediate exile from the group chat. Your text will be left unread forever. Trust is earned, and this is a sure way to kill any type of trust and brotherhood. Women also avoid putting themselves in this, please. Avoid putting yourselves in these type of predicaments, because it's just uncomfortable for everyone. We all know what happened to the Beatles. Well, no, that wasn't a bro code violation, but she made sure she broke up the band. But anyway, let's look at number 2. Snitching on your bro. The betrayal of all betrayals. If you rat on your boy to his girl, his boss, or worse, his mom, you, my friend, are no longer one of us. The bro code is built on trust. Breaking that trust makes you no better than a medieval traitor who gets locked in the dungeon. Snitching is usually frowned upon across the board, right? But when it comes to bros, the expectation is that you take each other's secrets to the grave, and we never, ever sell each other out, no matter how mad you might be at each other. So what's going to happen if you violate this? Your name will be changed in everyone's phone to, yep, you guessed it, Judas. Don't be a Judas. Number 3, the list, is leaving your bro alone with a crazy girl at the club. Honestly, I think this one applies more to women than men, right? The girl code is you shouldn't leave a girl behind ever. You never leave a girl behind at the club, no matter how, fun she's having, no matter how much fun she's having, the drinks are flowing, and then you don't just get up and leave her there by herself. That's the girl code. But if you're a bro, right, and your bro is in a hostage situation with an overly aggressive drunk girl, you do not leave him behind. You're his lifeline, his escape plan, his secret service detail. If you dip while he's being interrogated by his zodiac sign, you have failed as a friend. When it comes to this one, in this specific situation, right, this situation like this one, I personally think that leaving your bro behind with an overly drunk, aggressive girl can mean future problems for your bro, especially in these times. You got to get consent even to shake hands. So protect your bro from making bad decisions and putting himself in a nasty predicament. If you got to leave, take him with you. You can't make him, right? Because the truth is, and some of these men, they get so in their head about things and they just refuse to think things through. But try your best to not leave him behind. Trust me. Don't leave him behind. Okay, so let's take a quick break to hear from one of our supporters. We'll be right back. This is Grit on the Rocks podcast, a Buenos Dias media production.
Looking to connect with like-minded men who share your drive for success and passion for the finer things in life? Welcome to the Apex Gentlemen's Guild, a private members club for men who value ambition, camaraderie, giving back, and personal growth. For a limited time while we're fully remote, you can join the guild for free. Gain access to tons of motivational content, exclusive events, insightful discussions, and a network of high-performance individuals. Don't miss this chance to elevate your social circle. Request to join today at facebook.com/groups/Apex Gentlemen's Guild, or give us a like at facebook.com/Apex Gentlemen's Guild. The Apex Gentlemen's Guild, excellence forged in unity.
Welcome back as we continue down the list of the bro code violations that will get your bro code revoked. So the next one on the list is flaking on plans to hang with your girlfriend every time. Look, we get it. Relationships take time. But if you're the guy who constantly bails on the boys because your quote unquote girl doesn't feel like you should go, congratulations, you've been demoted from bro to associate. Like I've said before, we all get busy. We're actually doing things, when we're actually doing things in life and when we're evolving and whatnot, we get busy. But when you make it a habit of constantly flaking on plans, you'll eventually get ostracized by the group. In my case, I can personally invite you a few times to get together, and I'll take the excuses comprehensively. That's fine. I get it. It happens. But eventually, when it becomes a pattern, those invites will become fewer and farther apart until eventually they just cease to exist. And, this happens. It happens, especially when you grow up with your friends. You've been friends for years, and especially again when you start at a young age and everyone's single, and then you get into the girlfriend, and then you get into the wife. This happens, and some friends just don't understand that maybe they might be single, but you're not. So I get that point. But if we're bros, and let's say we're both married and we both are busy, and I try to make time to connect with my bro, and you always have a reason of, is that I can, and especially when it comes to, my girlfriend doesn't think I should, or my wife doesn't think I should, or, there's no real explanation to it other than just the whims of another person not wanting you to do so. This is where the group will refer to you as quote unquote whipped for the foreseeable future. Once they catch wind that the reason you're flaking out is because your girl won't give you permission, then my friend, now you have a problem. So, number 5, right, is being that guy in the group chat. I personally don't like group chats, but I'm talking in general, right, as the friend. Every group has a friend, has that one guy who ruins everything. The guy who leaves voice notes instead of texting. Who says, I can't make it, guys, every time you make plans, but never gives a reason. Or tries, to start serious conversations in a chat meant for memes and trash talk, right? And if I'm going to keep it a buck here with you guys, I think I've been that guy, right, that tries these serious conversations. So I think I've been that guy maybe once or twice before, and this is something I need to work on. But yeah, that's all honesty. But when you're that guy who ruins things and ruins everything, and again, with the voice notes and the can't make it, guys, and you never give a reason why, you will be removed and added back only for roasting sessions. And I don't mean cooking. And the last one on the list is borrowing money and quote unquote forgetting to pay it back. If you borrow money from a bro, pay it back. No one likes the dude who owes $50 but is suddenly at the bar buying rounds for random girls. On a personal note, I hate this guy. I hate lending money to anybody because of this guy. You feel bad because they might, maybe they're in a tight spot, and you part with your hard-earned money, and you feel good because you helped someone out. And you think you're going to get that money back on a previously set date, right? Because they're usually like, oh, can I borrow this? I'll pay you back on X date. But then when that date comes, the excuses start flowing, right? You see them buying unnecessary shit, and you see them taking trips, and, oh, I'm on vacation, and I'm quote unquote balling. But yet they seem to have forgotten that they owe you money. The example here is $50. I mean, $50, I don't care. But sometimes the truth is, this is what I always say, is when you lend money, it ruins a relationship and you lose your money. But that's a side note. right? So the sad part is that usually these people, they'll remember that they owe you money when they need more money or they need you again. And usually they'll start their spiel with explaining that they know they owe you money, right? Before pleading their case, they'll tell you, I know I owe you money. But then they have the balls to get upset when you say no. And if at any point during this you haven't paid me my money phase, if you call them out or you remind them of that they owe you, this is where the relationship gets ruined. They get upset, right? And they try to create an image of you. Oh, this person is greedy. No, pay me my fucking money. How about that? Or don't borrow if if you can't remember. I don't know, make a note of it, send yourself a voice note. How about that? Anyway, so the punishment should be, right, that they should be publicly called out. And every time they enter a room, someone should say, you got my money? But, I mean, let's be realistic. It's not going to happen. But, yeah, I hate this guy because it ruins it for everybody. Sometimes you see people in a difficult situation and you have to debate so much whether you should help them out or not. I always say this. If you're helping somebody out by lending them money, do it with a mindset that you're willing to lose that money. If you're going to be really upset and it's an amount that you can't afford to lose, then it's preferably to say no. Even if they get upset and if they decide they want to ruin the relationship because you said no, then so be it. Maybe they weren't really your friend. But if you're not willing to lose that money, I would suggest, just say no, man. Anyway, so that concludes our list. But before concluding our show, let's do some Whiskey Bar Wisdom.
Whiskey Bar Wisdom.
All right, there's nothing magical about it. Here, drink this. Tell me what's on your mind. Come on.
Whiskey Bar Wisdom. You provide the stories. We provide the opinions, unprofessional advice and the laughter. Great on the Rocks podcast.
All right, so this one was submitted anonymously through our Contact Us section on greatontheRocks.com. And the subject is How I Lost My Bro Card in One Night. Hey, Great on the Rocks. So I gotta confess, I committed a major bro code violation and I paid the price. My buddy and I were at a bar and he introduced me to this smoking hot girl. She was funny, smart, and into all the same things I was. There was just one problem. She was his ex. But in my absolute stupidity, after way too many whiskey sours, I thought, maybe it's been long enough. Truth is, no, it had not. By the end of the night, my boy pulls me aside and says, bro, are you serious right now? The look of betrayal in his eyes was worse than anything I've ever felt. I knew I had just violated the sacred code. Now, I've been banned from poker night, removed from the group chat, and worst of all, he sent me an invoice for all the drinks he bought me over the years. Let this be a lesson to all the guys out there. Don't do it. Sincerely, a former bro who deserved it. Wow. So, yeah, I think that's kind of petty, the whole sending an invoice for the drinks over the years. But yeah, I mean, one thing is if your bro presents you this smoking hot girl and you didn't know that was his ex, okay. I mean, you didn't know. But if you know, you walk into it and, you're just whatever. And that's, I think alcohol is to blame for so many of these messy issues. It's usually the case. We drank too much. It happens because the truth is it happens. So the best way is to not put yourself in those predicaments. If you're around a girl that was maybe, the girlfriend of one of your close buddies and they were in a serious relationship, because like I said before, one thing is, we met, whatever, we talked, I liked her, but she didn't feel the same way. and some time passes and you're like, I mean, she is an attractive girl. We both saw her. I mean, he took a shot at it. It failed. I think that's different. Even though it's still uncomfortable, it's still different. But another thing is that, they were in a relationship, a serious relationship. And, once they share I love yous, that's a big no-no. If they become your buddy's ex and then you want to, take a shot at her, yeah, I think that's a huge no-no. And that will definitely get your bro code revoked, your bro card revoked. So yeah, at least he admits it and says that, the whiskeys were flowing and he made a mistake. And, when his boy called him out on it. But again, if by the end of the night, let's say your bro pulls you aside and says like, oh, what you're doing, your job was to back off, apologize for it, and just walk away. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say here in the message if the guy just continued and, ended up doing something with this girl. So, but at least he's honest enough to say that he deserved it. The fact that his bro just, banned him from poker night and group chats and all that, meaning basically that they're no longer friends. Just the sending an invoice is kind of funny to me. But anyway, guys, just don't do it, man. Seriously, just don't. There's so many women out there. And I get it, sometimes it's an attractive woman. And like I said before, if it's nothing serious and, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your bro, because it also depends what kind of relationship you have. If it's just an acquaintance, that's different. But I'm talking about a bro, like a bro person you can say, I love this person like a brother. To go ahead and do that is just wrong in so many ways. And women, again, if you're the woman in the situation, don't put men in that situation, and also don't put yourself, because the truth is, it's an uncomfortable situation for everyone involved. So like I said, I know there's many more. Please feel free to drop a comment if you're watching us on YouTube or Rumble. Send us a message on our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Or just go to gritontheRocks.com, scroll down to the Contact Us section, and send us a message. If there's a bro code violation that you think we should have addressed or we should address in a future episode, because I know there's a lot of them. So we can do another episode on bro code violations. So I want you guys to send me the ones you think that should make it on the show. So that's it for today on this episode of Grit on the Rocks. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find us at Grit on the Rocks. If you got a story, submit it on gritontheRocks.com. If you want to sponsor our show, your business can be featured on Grit on the Rocks, a show segment, or even our official website. Check out sponsorship opportunities by sending us a message on gritontheRocks.com. So until next time, keep your spirits high, your glasses full, cigars lit, your conversations meaningful, and your bros close. This is Grit on the Rocks podcast, a Buenos Dias media production. Cheers.
Grit on the rocks tonight, met with hearts like iron bars, tackling life's endless fight, scars becoming stars, diving deep into the void, working dreams like candy, family bonds sometimes destroyed, like fate always handy. Real men, real issues here, facing fears like storms at sea. Truth is all we hold dear, weakness set free. Help the battle we all share, fitness built with grit and sweat. Life ain't always fair, don't you dare forget. Challenges rise like mountains tall, through the haze we crawl alone. Echoes in the empty hall, our struggles carved in stone.